Hey there, Gabe from DJ Lab here, back with another tutorial. We're working on this commercial house track in the style of Joel Correy or Sonny Fodera. So I've just had a listen to the track, and I've made a list of a couple of things that I want to add. So I'm thinking like a high kind of arpy kind of sound would be good. I want to try putting a ride over the drums, just like a ride cymbal on the drums, in the last breakdown. Sorry, in the halfway through the last drop, and I just want to add some effects like some crashes and some upward sirens going into each of the build-ups, and then maybe like a downlift into the bridge. And then maybe let's check out master. We don't bridge. It might be good to put some master effects on. So maybe some stuff that, some kind of like delays. Maybe we can like dip the volume going into some of these drops to add impact to when the bass hits. So let's start with this up. So let's listen to this last drop. Maybe let's grab the second chorus. Cool, so what I want to do is I want to grab these chords, I'm going to copy them, and right now these piano chords that we're using are spread out over 2 octaves. They're quite open voiced chords, and they're panned to the right, so they're kind of taking up octave 2 and 3 on the right hand side of our mix. So where I want to put this ARP sound is just in octave 3, and I want to put it on the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down these top notes into our chords. So we're just dealing with basic triads here. Right now these are in octave 2, so I'm going to select all and bring them up to octave 3. And then I might just do some inversions so that the chords are kind of cooperating with each other a little bit better. So I'm going to take this D sharp note and I'm going to bring it down an octave, just so there's less travel distance between each of the notes. And something like that should be good. So let's give that a try. What we'll want to do is put an ARP on our chords, and we'll also want to just stretch these notes out so they're just playing one note, and then we can carry any carryover notes into the next chord. So just dragging them. Cool. So right now that's cool. We don't have a sound on there yet. Maybe let's bring our wavetable over. I just want to make it something like plucky, and I want to add a bit of reverb as well. So right now, our because we've put our arpeggiator, our ARP should be going dut, 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 dut. Cool. And we'll want to add, we've got a sine wave there at the moment, so we'll want to do a saw wave, sounding a bit better. Let's turn the gate up to 99%. That'll just save any cutting off. You can hear those notes a lot longer now. Let's turn the rate up to 1/16, so it's going da 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 da. That's a lot better. And that's kind of cool. It's sounding nice and melodic. Let's drag it out a little bit more. But it's still sounding quite raw. So let's maybe take our envelope 2 and just shape it like a pluck. So I'm going to take the attack all the way to 0 and the sustain all the way down to 0. And then to determine the length of the pluck, I'm just going to play with the decay. So what we'll want to do next is go to our matrix, and our matrix is where we attach envelopes to different envelopes and LFOs to different parameters on our synth. So we want our frequency to be moving down in the shape of envelope 2. So in order to do that, we will go to our matrix, and if we just press frequency, our frequency is going to appear on this list, and you can see it's just appeared there. So when I start to take down the frequency of our filter, it's starting to cut out all the highs. If we want our frequency to automatically move in the shape of envelope 2, all we've got to do is move this number up here where it says envelope 2 and filter frequency, and that'll start pulsing with our envelope. And then if we want to play with the decay, we can, and somewhere around there is probably going to be good. Maybe some resonance, maybe not. Yeah, it's sounding a bit acid. Maybe just like the tiniest bit, just to give the sound some character. And we could give it a little bit of reverb by throwing a little bit of this channel to send A. And you can hear that reverb coming through really nice. And we might just pan that to the left of our spectrum and maybe 15 to the left. Do we have anything else that's sitting 15 to the left? Not really, which is good. Cool. Let's have a listen to and see how that sounds in our mix. Cool. That's nice, but it just comes in a little bit abruptly. So what we might do is add some, auto filter. And just sweep it up. It's sounding good, but maybe a little bit thin. So I'm gonna see what it sounds like when I add another oscillator. That sounds really nice. I'm gonna make that second oscillator a square, and that'll just thicken it up a bit. Maybe a little bit more decay. Cool. What I might do is add a step. So let's add one step. Our distance that this step is going to take is +12. So what this means is our arpeggiator is going to add another octave onto what we're doing. So it should go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 into our next octave. Let's see what that sounds like. Cool. So we've got our basic ARP sound. So if we want to make it sound more interesting, we can print that ARP to MIDI. And the way we do that is to add a new MIDI channel, Apple Shift T. And we are just going to input wavetable 21, which we just made, and hit record. And when we hit the record button, it's going to record this MIDI into this channel, the arpeggiated version of the MIDI that we've processed here. So let's record that, see what it looks like. You can see the arpeggiation happening here. And that's cool because now we can take it back to our channel. We can actually just delete this. And we can turn our arpeggiator off. And then we can play with this MIDI. And I can hear there's some glitches in there. I can hear there's some glitches, and I can also see some of these notes aren't quite perfect. So I'm going to select all and just Apple U, which is quantize. So something's going on there. Let's... So... That's better. So duplicate that. So maybe we'll want to cut some little pauses into there. I just wanted to go ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And this just like breaks up the monotony of just hearing an arpeggiator. Cool. So then we can set that to loop and we can drag it back and that'll... Something's gone wrong there. Let's drag this. Yep. Cool, so we can put that into a couple more sections. Maybe let's play with our amp envelope a bit. We want that attack happening right. That's better. Probably no need for any sustain. We can just put that at 0. I think. And the idea is just to keep cutting into that ARP until you find something that's groovy and that's working with the rest of the track. Let's turn that volume up. I do like it with that second oscillator on. Just adds a lot of gain. Cool, and now the idea is that we've got another element in, so we just want to stagger this through the song and make sure that we're still introducing just one element at a time, because we don't want to tire the listener out or over bombard them with new things. So maybe ARP comes in. I do like keeping it simple at the start of the song as well, and maybe this is just an element that comes in a little bit later. And then maybe it can come in again here. And we maybe we'd put a sharper cut on here, so it's 24 decibels. And maybe some echo would be good. That sounds cool. And maybe we could ping pong those echoes. So they're just going out to the side of our mix. And then we might bring our pad wavetable in for that last part, where we've got this build up at the end. I'm just gonna see a couple of glitches here that I'm just gonna fix up. Cool, so I'm gonna cut into this a bit more because I just feel like it's still a bit it could just be a little bit more playful. Do you know what? Let's leave that for now. I think that's sounding good. So what's next on our list? We've got done our high up. We might add a ride cymbal. That's a nice easy one just to our outro. feel like that could start happening here. So let's start another channel and add a sampler. And I'm just going to go to splice and I'm going to grab a ride. So I wanted quite an electronic sounding ride cymbal. So I've chosen one from the 909 kit. Let's drag it in from splice. It's just this pack called Complete 808s and 909s. Let's see how it sounds. Let's record it in. Grab this part and quantize it. It's pretty much playing exactly the same at exactly the same time as our open hats. Select all, quantize. We could go quantize settings and go 1/8 grid. Cool, and that's going to lock it to 8 notes. So yeah, we could have just dragged our hi-hat across. Drag it out all the way to the outro. So we're going to want to pan that off maybe to the left. Is anything else sitting at 20 left? It's a nice spot for it, and we'll just drag it down in the mix. Bit of EQ. Just to make sure nothing's competing with the lows. But not so much so as to squash it. So 2, 3. After 4 bars, our ride comes in. That was a bit early. It should come in there. Then our vocals happen in the background, which we haven't heard yet. Cool, so I like that ride. That was an easy one. We can tick that off. I want to add some crashes, another easy way to add impact to our drops. So let's grab a crash from splice. Kashmir's always got great crashes, so let's drag one of his in. Bring it down in the mix. That's cool. Maybe it could go to the right, so it's kind of in the same spot on the right as our ride. Cool, so I've just put a crash on each of the drops, basically. Maybe we could put one there. Yeah. I put one going into the bridge, but I think I'm going to do something a bit different here. Maybe not. Yeah. Nah, put one there. So we can tick crashes off. Maybe like a little bit of easy washout on our build-ups. Bass clef's easy washout. This is a free plugin that you can download. So just cranking it up, getting some washout going into our drops. This is what it sounds like when it's extreme. Too much. Just want a little bit, maybe 20%. I'm gonna add a high string sound on top of our whole mix, which will sound nice. This can come up, so 15, and those are all of our kind of build-up sections. So I've just added a little bit of easy washout. Cool. So I might go back to that because I want to add some more things. So let's just go easy washout, and I might add some volume automation. Cool, let's go to that string sound. So right now this up is kind of occupying the 3 and 4 octave. So we kind of want something to occupy the 5 octave. So let's grab another wavetable. And this is going to be really, really straightforward. We're just going to do a long sustained tonic note. So let's give it no sustain, no decay, no release is really necessary. So let's take our keyboard up to the 5th octave. So we're in E flat minor. E. So right now we want to do a saw wave. Sounds nice and ugly at the moment. Volume at 0. This can come down. Add heaps of voices of unison. So we can put it on classic. Let's try shimmer, see what that sounds like. No, don't like that. Classic's good. Heaps of voices of unison. And you want to find an amount that's like just, it's got to sound clean, but not boring. And just want to find a sound right before it starts getting distorted. So we listen to that. That's boring. It's mono. There's no width. That's sounding cool and nice and spread out. But like, here's where it starts to get nasty. So we don't want nasty. There we go. We just want wide and nice sounding. And we're going to bring that way down in the mix, and we're going to add. So let's just record that in. And we're going to consolidate. And just bring that all the way across. And right now that's sounding a little bit ugly, but when we add some magic reverb and we kill this high cut, you want more wet than dry, and you want to add a little bit more pre-delay probably, and just crank that decay a little bit more. And then you bring it right down in the mix. And then maybe the frequency here could come down a bit. And then that can loop. Add some more there. This density can go up to high. Amount can come down. That's better. That's much better. You don't want any of that in there. Cool. That sounds getting there. So that might come in during our last drop. So maybe it comes in there. Lower in the mix. More decay. More pre-delay. You can tame the highs if you like. Maybe a little bit of release. And you can dial in this frequency here just to determine how intense it's going to be. Cool, so that means maybe our ride can just come in here. Maybe that string can bounce from side to side. So you can add some auto pan. Just here. So every half note, let's set it to musical and go to a half note. Every half note is going to bounce back and forth to the left and right. Cool. Maybe add a little bit of shape so it just lingers on the sides for a bit before. Cool, I like that. Cool, so we want to, maybe that can happen too. Kind of want to come up here. Maybe it just starts at the start of our bridge. Yeah. Cool. And we will grab a filter and just bring it down.
When I'm without you, I do. When I'm without you, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue. When I'm without you, when I'm without you, I do. When I'm without you, yeah, I don't know.
It really adds a subtle atmosphere to the top of our track with very little effort.
When I'm without you, I do. When I'm without you, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue. When I'm without you, let's go our wicked ways. Ever since we met, I'm counting down the days till we meet again and we start away. And I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue. When I'm without you, 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 I do. When I'm without you, yeah,
Not an easy one though.
it's true, I'm blue. When I'm without you.
Cool. I'm going to grab a drum fill to chuck in maybe at the end of each 8-bar section. I'll be back with that in a second from Splice. All right, I got a fairly basic sounding fill that I'm going to chuck in. So we got it here. Take it over maybe to the end of an 8-bar section. So 1, 3, 4. I just want it shorter than that. This is a fairly straight down the line quantized song, so we want to make sure our fills are quantized as well. So let's put this sample in warp mode. We can just select all and hit quantize or Apple U, and then just drag these points to the grid so that it's sounding nice and in time. I can hear that last hit's happening a little bit early, and that one there could be maybe there. It's better. Maybe just that endpoint. Cool. And then we want to pan that out. Maybe can we put it 15 to the right? Anything else living 15 to the right? Oh yeah, shake. Maybe let's do that 25 to the right. When I'm without you, I do. When I'm without you, oh, I want to do an offbeat snare as well. So I'm going to add that to my list. Cool. And we can just put this fill every kind of like 8 bars throughout the song. You can go the whole song. Maybe there's some parts where we doesn't sound very good though. See how it goes leading in back into this section. Kind of works. I'm gonna leave it there for now. If it starts annoying me, I'll take it out. So just giving this a save, and then I'll just duplicate it through some more sections. I'm just gonna to do this offbeat snare. I'm just duplicate this build snare that we already have. And I'm going to delete this filter. And we're just going to take one of these snares and just do some offbeat stuff with it. So just a little snare bump on that 16th before we lead into the next part. Into the next part. We could go. That's what I wanted. Cool. Cool, so we've got like one fill that happens this. We might be able to add a little bit more release to that snare sound. Sounds good. We can delete all these things that don't need to be there, and we can make a loop out of this loop. And then that can follow us through almost the entire song. The only bit we'll want to consider is this here.
Lying in my bed in the darkness.
Cool, offbeat snare ticked off. Fills ticked off. I was thinking of adding a riser. I don't know if this song needs it. It's kind of getting busy enough as it is. If you find that something's happening every 4 bars in your song all the way through to the end, then it's kind of a good indication that you should just stop adding more elements. So I'm gonna delete that. I don't think we need an upward siren anywhere. Yep. And the only thing I think, maybe we'll do like a down lift into the bridge. So really like how that string is sounding in this bridge section. So let's go to our, let's see if we can get some noise from our wavetable. Otherwise, if we can't, I'll use a sample. Basics, noise, this is what we want. This is too tonal. I just want some white noise. Swept noise. No, this is all too tonal. Nope, that's fine. Let's just grab a sample. We can go to our library and just search noise. Or maybe it's in all results. Yeah, we should be able to. Here we go. That's what we want. Just some basic noise. Make it just a new audio channel, and then just a loop out of this noise. So it goes for like a bar. Bring this volume down because it's going to be super loud. And that's going to be a loop. And then we can drag this out. Adjust the length of the loop so it's nice and on the grid. And then that's cool, but we want that to be nice and high, and we want to sweep out all those lows. So we're going to want to give a high shelf to our noise to bring out the highs, and then we're going to want to sweep away all those lows. And somewhere around there is good. You can kind of hear that popping over the top of the mix now, and then we want to use an auto filter to bring that slowly up. Using the frequency, we want to just automate in some filter, start low, get up nice and high, and then come down. And this isn't really happening at the same time as our ride, which is, we've put 20 to the left, so maybe we can put this 20 to the left as well. And I'm feeling like that could be going for longer. Could maybe just go all the way here. Maybe you could put a little bit of a curve in there. That's nice. Some reverb. Crank up that decay and that pre-delay. Kill that high cut. So you get that really nice sweeping sound. Cool, ticked off our effects. So, like, probably the last thing I want to do is just do some volume automation into these builds. This is more of a radio song, so when our listeners are in the car, when these build-ups are happening, we want them turning up the volume, so that when the drop hits, it has more impact. So let's put a utility on our master, and then just have a play with the gain. So maybe I'll put this on top of everything. So the earlier and the more gradually you do this, you can start doing this, the better. And we just want to do it really subtly. So any more than -2 is probably overkill. So we want to drop this out -2 dB. Some noise can come down in the mix a little bit. It's getting a bit quiet, maybe 1.5. So we could do that a little bit. We could also play with the width of the mix, so we could bring it down to maybe like 60%. So everything kind of comes into the middle and spreads out again. So that's probably a little too much as well. Maybe we only want to bring it down to 75%. Squeezes everything into the middle, brings the volume down of all our elements before pushing them out vertically and laterally. let's maybe do that with our 75%. You can see how it's getting really quiet, and that's what we don't want. We just want negative 1.5 or so. You can feel that lift it gives the song.
Lying in my bed in the darkness, ghosts are in my head. Take a deep breath in, nightmares. I'm wishing you were there. Let's go wicked ways. Ever since we met, I'm counting down the days till we meet again and waste away. And I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you. When I'm without you. When I'm without
Cool.
you.
So, volume automation. We've added some width automation as well. Don't like that fill there. That's fine. Yeah. All right, let's have a listen from the start and just I'm gonna see if there's anything else I want to add. But I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I think it's sounding tight and punchy. Listening to make sure that something new happens every 4 bars. Well, in this intro, it's more like 8 bars. Maybe this noise could happen here. Copy this. See how that sounds. Something's going on. I'm in a little bit late. There we go. Don't know if that's needed though. That's alright. Oh, bit of a glitch with that snare. Don't need this snare happening when the snare roll is happening. So just checking that. Might make that snare roll a little bit more interesting. I like that a lot. A bit of a glitch there. Yeah. Oh, we've got a Yeah, so we need that crash happening on that drop and not on that chorus part. It didn't sound bad where it was, but
Let's go, we could wait when I'm without you.
yeah, that's better.
When I'm without you. When I'm without you. When I'm without you. When I'm without you. You know, when I'm without you. I do. When I'm without you. You, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you. Let's go wicked ways.
I'd love to find a way of this wavetable coming in this string coming a little bit earlier, but I don't want that arp hitting starting at the same time as the string.
When I'm without you.
So maybe
When I'm without you. We stay away. And I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you. When I'm without you. When I'm without you.
want this a little bit more sparse as well.
When I'm without you. When I'm without you. You know, when I'm without you. We stay away. And I don't know what to do. It's round and round. Trying to close my eyes. Take a deep breath in. Nightmares.
I think that works.
Let's go wicked ways. Ever since we met, I'm counting down the days. Till we meet again and we stay away. And I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you. 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 You know, when I'm without you. I do. When I'm without you. You, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you. Let's go wicked ways. Ever since we met, I'm counting down the days. Till we meet again and we stay away. And I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you. 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 You know, when I'm without you. I do. When I'm without you. You know, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's true, I'm blue when I'm without you.
Cool. And that's our song, I think. Probably like a few more tiny tweaks we could do to it. I'm going to make that snare roll more interesting, but we might leave it there for now. I think in the next section, I'm pretty much just going to be cleaning up and organizing the project so that it is ready to go to a mix down and a master. But yeah, really happy with how that's sounding. And thanks for joining us, and see you next time for the final part of this series.